Alrighty. Hello. Hi. Jaocib is lost here, and this is Tera on the Xbox One X. And we're picking up not where I left off in the previous stream at all. The last stream was Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 4. Big surprise. It was a surprise, actually, because I kind of, at the last minute, was like, you know what? Instead of playing Tera on stream, I'm playing Final Fantasy VII. And that was fun. It was worth it. It's quite enjoyable there. Anyway, that was the other day. This has been a couple of days now. Just to kind of took some time to myself there to just kind of, be me. Oh, why did I use that? I didn't mean to use that yet. Anyway, and so I didn't stream the past 2 days. I did play, just didn't stream. Ended up making another character in Black Desert Online, or Black Desert for the Xbox rather, and really liked how that character looks. A lot. Doesn't mean that I'll be playing Black Desert anytime soon, though. Just saying, it's nice to make. But the real thing here is, running Ghillieglade. No big surprise there. I mean, in fact, I've actually, some may wonder if I've gone and upgraded any characters. If you're watching this and you're like, has anything progressed since the last stream? And yes, it has actually. In a way, I ended up upgrading some characters. Well, actually, no, quite a bit of them, but not in their gear. I mean, some of their gear, but not, ended up doing the jewelry, the accessories mainly, because for each character that's about 6,000 gold. Depends on if I upgrade the brooch or not. It's probably like 5,000 something, somewhere around there. And it just depends on if I do the brooch. If I do the brooch, then yeah, it'll probably be around 6,000. But if I don't, then it's around 54 or something like that, 5,600. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, I did do that on a few characters, mainly because I wanted to get through running these things like this faster. Wanted the character to be a little bit stronger, so get through these things a little bit faster. Also noticed that my ninja is not wearing her typical cat costume, which is kind of a surprise. Well, because basically ever since I gave her that, or got enough gold for it, I then equipped it with the character and then just never really took it off. Because at the time of buying that cat outfit, what is it called? What is the name of that outfit? Hold on, let's see here. It's Unicorn Dog. Subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 2 months. Currently on a 2-month streak. Jesus, words. I can't even talk right now. Hey there, it's Unicorn Dog. You reached level 1, according to Streamlabs. It's only the beginning for you. You've been at level 1 for 2 months, man. What are you doing? Give more money. That's how you get to level 2. It's like those pay-to-win MMORPGs. It's pay-to-win? You get a Bork, though. So thank you for that. It's Unicorn Dog. Thank you for those 2 months of your support and your undying support for the stream and for the doggos. Because the doggos, those are the real winners. Because then you get to use their emotes more. And so if they don't get used, then it's like leaving a doggo in a cage and not taking it for a walk, Exactly. Do you want to make the doggo sad? No, you totally should subscribe then. To twitch.tv/JacobiasLost. And then you can get you a cool emote that looks like this on screen. Look at that. Ah. Pretty soon it'll have its own sunglasses. I will do that eventually. So, this is the plan. play Tera. After Tera's done, might start up that Alien Isolation game because it's a. I don't typically get scared by horror games, and I don't think I'll be scared of this one. You know, it's been a while. Like jump scares don't really get me, you know, but the only jump scare that really comes to mind that got me. Oh, actually, no. Actually, you know, Prey got me whenever I played it that 1 week there, or that one day, like weeks ago. Whenever that fucking mimic, like, came out of nowhere. That got me. And what's funny is, I didn't even see the mimic. So, like, the unknown of what was happening is what got me. Not even seeing the mimic change from the thing that it was pretending to be to moving away from it. Like, that's not even what scared me. It was the fact that I knew something moved, but I didn't know what it was. Anyway, thinking about trying that out. I think it would be easy achievement points. From what I understand, it's kind of like Outlast in a way where, like, you're kind of hiding from the alien and you don't really fight it. And so, I don't know. Maybe that game, maybe not. Or maybe, you know, I'll just be like, fuck it, that's it. Play Tera and I'm out. Because that might happen too, because I'm thinking about that as well. I'll be real with you here. I typically don't like streaming at this time. Just because normally I'm using this time to, like, you know, still play games, but just play games and not have to talk at the same time. That's the thing. That's the thing with me. And when I stream is that I'm essentially doing what I would normally be doing, but I'm talking instead. And so that's really the only difference between me streaming and not streaming. And I've actually been thinking about that over the past few days. It's like, what do I really bring to the streaming platform? And it's Unicorn Dog says happiness. And I guess I could see that. You know, I just like playing the game, so, like, it's enjoyment. It's not forced enjoyment, whereas, you know, some may play a game because it's the most popular game, or because it gets them views. Well, I'm gonna be real here with you. Tera don't get the views. I'm just saying. And I don't care, though. And that's fine with me. Because I've done the thing where I try to, like, cater, you know, and that's no fun. I try to do that with the GTA thing, basically, with YouTube, you know? And, so, it was like, oh, I really like making these GTA videos, it's fun. And then, like, it became like, oh, you need to make sure you log on and at least try to come up with an outfit today, and then you can try to do one tomorrow, and then if you do enough in the next few days, then you'll get 5 of them, and then there you go, you can make your outfit video thing. And then I was just like, yeah, could do that. Then I stopped. In fact, I actually went back and watched those videos. This is really interesting to see the change of, like, from doing, like, the first time I edited a GTA outfit video to the last time I edited one. And it was interesting because before it was like I would use songs that I liked from artists that I just enjoyed and was like, yeah, sure, put it on this song or put it on this video. And then whenever I would, like, as I progressed more, and you could kind of see the change of when, like, whenever it's like, oh, you can make revenue from making these. So, like, instead of using licensed music, I started using my own songs created from Easy Muse, which is an Xbox 360 indie game. And what was interesting about that is that, like, going back and looking at that stuff, is the people who would leave a comment and be like, hey, what is the name of this song? What is the name of this song? And then I would always have to reply back to them, oh, this is a song I made in Easy Muse on the Xbox 360. And they're like, oh, okay, what's the name of the song? And I'm like, I mean, it doesn't really have a name. And some people will be like, oh, okay, where can I get the song? And I'm like, you can't really get the song either. They're like, well, what's the game again? It's like, it's Easy Muse. And then, you know, usually the conversation would kind of end there. But it was always nice just, like, seeing that it's like, yeah, I mean, and it made sense to do it that way in my head at the time because, I mean, why not use a video game to make the video game, you know, to make music for my video game channel. It seemed, it's like very much like, even now I kind of still do that, but it's only because I have to make do with what I have. For example, the webcam that I use is a PlayStation 3 iCam. That's exactly what it is. It is very much the thing that you would use on your PS3 to play your PS3 games with your PSI or whatever the fuck it was called. And it works though. That's the thing. It works. And it doesn't just plug and play work either though. That was the thing. Like I had to go and find like it's not super hard, but once I found this program that basically lets you trick the computer into being like, oh, this is just a normal USB cam, because it's not. I mean, it is USB camera, but it's not. It doesn't register as one. You have to download this other program that'll even let you use it. And then, even then, old OBS that I used to use OBS Studio, but I recently moved over to Slobs, as most people use the acronym for it. It's just Streamlabs OBS is all it is. And I started using that because it actually runs way better on, like, for my computer doing it this way. It used to not, because I've tried it before, and it used to just kind of be really CPU intensive and basically didn't work. But now, and that's why I used OBS Studio, but then that started really, whatever they did to it, they updated it, and it just started, like, using up more CPU. So I tried out Streamlabs OBS again, thinking, well, maybe, you know, and it did. It ran better. It does better. The quality of it looks better, I think. The fact that I can have, so like the little witch behind me, this is kind of like an behind the scenes talk, I guess. I don't know if I could call it. It's just more or less thoughts that I've had over the past few days. Like the little witch behind me, that's a video. Like that is not just a GIF. Like it is a video, like very much like the cat over there, Katsu. But that thing's interactive, right? So like when somebody says something in the chat, the cat will be like, oh, hi. They'll say, you know, something to the or say hi to them or whatever. But that's these, like the witch here and the rabbit up there. They are the same thing. They come from that thing, Capamon. But instead of being interactive, all I did was record, like take a video of them. I put a green background behind them, so like they would be the animation of them moving and stuff. Then put the green background behind them, and then I just chroma keyed that out, and then there they are, just left there. But they're actually videos playing right now, is what they are. But before, if I tried to use regular OBS Studio to do such a thing, it would be like, nah, man, your GPU can't CPU, GPU. It don't matter. It don't matter which one you try to use. None of these motherfuckers are gonna work. But then I use Streamlabs OBS, and it's like, oh yeah, you want to do those? We can do that for you, man. Here, there you go. It works. It works. And that's, yeah, that's a little bit behind the scenes talk for you right there. We finished that character, so now we're gonna go ahead and do this, right? We can mark that we've done 4 runs because I didn't mark them, and then we're gonna do this. And look at this. We can also keep track of the runs and the character at the same time.
You look troubled.
Oh, right. And so today, where I live, I'll just mention this. Where I live, I've mentioned it before, but like the internet kind of fucks up whenever it's storming here, if it's really windy. Wacko! And anyways, it was stormy today. But not only was it stormy, it wasn't just stormy. It was more than that. It was pretty treacherous in a way. But not too bad, I guess. Is that there was a tornado warning here. And if you're like, what's a tornado? Man, you should. Anyway, Um, yeah. So there was multiple tornado warnings for where I live. Where I live, God, it's known as Tornado Alley. So, I mean, just think about that. Don't think of it like, you're down a dark alleyway and a tornado comes and mug you. No, 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 no. It's more like you're in a dark alleyway and then all of a sudden the alleyway's no more and everything around you being thrown around, you're being pulled up, there's cows in the air. It's craziness. That more like that. But yeah, but fortunately today it wasn't that. It wasn't that. We were just yeah. It's eerie though, hearing the tornado sirens go off, and then like you just hear like the rain and the wind. But like normally, because where I live, it's it's in a town, so like normally you hear like cars faintly in the distance or anything like that. But like it was just stormy sounding, and then like just the sirens going off, and I don't know. It was really eerie in a very cool kind of way and very dangerous. Very dangerous. Because normally when these sirens are going off, it usually means, hey, motherfuckers, go hide. Is usually what it means. But where I'm from, and if, if you're watching this later on, you're like, well, what the fuck? Why would you not go and fucking go and shelter? Well, where I'm from, we have a kind of like a running joke, as far as I've ever, known, is that whenever it's storming out like that, you don't go run and hide. You go sit out on the front porch with family members and you watch it go down. You're just like, all right. And it's almost the equivalent of that meme of the dog sitting in the fire and being like, I'm okay with this. It's just kind of like that. But real life and very dangerous, but still it still happens.
You need anything from me?
My stun didn't stun again? I haven't seen that. Send it to me. Dun 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 dun. That was you? Oh, okay. How am I? I'm good. I'll watch it later. I'm good though, it's Unicorn Doggo. How are you? How are you doing? Full disclosure, I am talking to It's Unicorn Dog in a party. So if you hear me talking, but nobody's in the chat, that's why. Well, I mean, It's Unicorn Dog's in the chat. Is it though? You're good. Nice. And this is why I wanted to listen to music. Yeah, that's true. No. You think it is? Oh no. I should have listened. That'll be alright. But yeah, this is a Tera stream because I wanted to get that much closer to the 200th Tera stream. So that's yeah, okay. That, and I mean, I wanted to stream today. After surviving the tornado. Anyway, though, that's run 5. That's the 5th run, the first one on this character. But yeah, that's all that really happened. I mean, you know, oh right, so I did upgrade characters. I did a few that were previously couldn't justify upgrading them back then, and finally was like, yeah, sure, why not? Ended up trying to think. I think like I traded for this outfit. Ended up activating it on the ninja there. That's actually the outfit that the ninja was wearing. I mentioned that at the beginning of the stream. Oh no, not that one. Sorry. That's not the one I traded for. That's the one that you got for the ninja back in the ninja event when that was going on. And anyways, so seeing somebody run by in that robe and was like, oh, that robe actually looks pretty cool. I like that. And then I was like, I kind of had a small panic because I was like, wait, what did I do with that? Because you got it for that leveling a ninja during the event or whatever. And so I was like, I don't remember where I put it. And I was like, did I sell it? Because I was thinking, because at the time, the ninja had that kitty outfit. And so, like, I didn't think that there was any reason to use the ninja robe because I was like, I'll never end up using it. There's no reason for me to. I'll end up having the character just wear this all the time. Well, after seeing the thing, I was like, oh, I kind of want to use that. Where's it at? Ended up looking through some characters in their inventory and couldn't find it, and I was like, starting to feel really bummed out. But then it dawned on me that I remember taking the item and then putting it into Felicity's inventory space or whatever, because Felicity has 72 slot tab to put inventory into. And anyway, so that's where it was, and I was happy because I was really worried. So I was like, oh no, that was the only way to get it, unless you buy it off the broker. And I didn't want to do that because usually ends up being overpriced. But I ended up buying it off the broker anyway. For its unicorn dog. Because its unicorn dog was like, oh, that outfit's really cute. I'm like, yeah, I agree. And then I thought I had made her a ninja back then. Apparently didn't do that. But anyways, so I felt bad. So then, and luckily yesterday I happened to check the broker. Somebody was selling it, so I bought it. And we'll give it to its unicorn dog on the last day the servers are up. Like, here you go. I'm like, I forgot about this. Alright, that's another run. Number 6. Actually, I'm gonna take my shoe. Oh, dude, the hail. So, I mentioned the tornado sirens going off or whatever. So, hail doesn't really happen that often with thunderstorms and stuff, but sometimes, occasionally, with these tornado and thunderstorms and whatnot. Anyways, I feel like Mr. Rogers right now. You can't see me taking my shoes off, but like, it always made me think of Mr. Rogers. Like whenever, you know, he shows up, and then if you don't know who Mr. Rogers is, that just shows your age. And I'm sorry, but you had a terrible childhood. Anyway, he would come in, you know, and take his shoes off or whatever. And he'd change what shoes he was wearing. Anyway, that's what it felt like as I was doing this. I'm talking to you, to the camera. Anyway, the hail, dude, big pieces of hail that humongous. It was crazy. Like, and when they were hitting the roof, they sounded like they were carrying a lot of weight. Like, it sounded like somebody was throwing baseballs and they were hitting the top of the roof. It was just like, boom, boom, boom. And then, like, oh man, yeah. Anyways, I'd never seen hell that large. I've seen some pretty big pieces, but not like that. And if you're like, what the hell is hell? Hell is, well, it's a place where you go if you believe in Christianity, and then if you're a sinner, that's where you end up going. If you don't repent, I'm just kidding. No, hell is, it's condensation frozen up in the clouds, and then it comes down. It's like snow, but think instead of snow and being light and fluffy, think of fucking solid as a rock and heavy as hell. And yeah, he was scientist. I science, right? I science. I'm like in Fallout. I have my science up. Isn't that one of the stats or something in Fallout? Is it? I don't know. I can't remember. I thought it was. Better finish it. I knew it. Yeah. Which you could argue chemist is just alchemy. And science would be, I guess, magic. Yeah. And magic is just energy. The way you said that. Okay. That's what I do. What do you mean? It's what I do, man. What I do, I play games. I play games and know things. Know things. That's a reference to Game of Thrones. I drink wine and know things. Which, if you watch Game of Thrones, if you're someone who's invested in that, man, do I feel sorry for you guys. Man, oh man. I watched that last episode too and was like, as I was watching it, my friend was like, and that's the, I won't spoil anything, but I'll be very vague, but they were like, and that's the last time you see that. I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, that's it. And I'm like, so that's it? Yep. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not even invested in this like you are. But I'm mad cuz it's like, what? You mean that's it? That's what you give us? I used to watch it. But then it's just like I just fell off because, I mean, I've mentioned it many times before. I play video games. I'd much rather play something than to sit around and watch something. Which is funny enough, because I am still sitting here watching me play this game, you know, in a way. It's like, yes, I am the one pushing the buttons, but nonetheless, I'm still watching the stuff play out on the screen. Even more so the other day when I was playing Final Fantasy VII. watch your enemies, or watching your teammates attack enemies and stuff. Anyway, yeah, man, it's just like, man, that's really too bad that is how they approached it. It's definitely, everything felt rushed. Don't get me wrong, it still felt like an ending. It was definitely an ending. It's just like, could have been more, but I mean, that's the case for anything. Even whenever, like, I don't know, I always thought Lost could have used a better ending. It's funny though, my friend tried to get me to like care a little bit more about the ending in a way by being like, well, what if it was Westworld that ended like this? And I was like, Westworld wouldn't have this bad writing, I'm sorry. I didn't tell him that, but that's what I was thinking. That's a joke, by the way. It's just a joke. I thought the ending was fine. I did see that it, like I said, it did felt rushed, but I mean, things gotta end, man. It can't be like the short stories that I would write and never finish by giving an ending. You can't do that shit. You gotta have an ending. And I don't know how I feel about things that leave ambiguous endings. Like they were like, oh, did he die? You don't know. We don't know either, because we don't know if we'll ever get renewed for another season. So we're just gonna make it seem like the character died. And then if we get renewed for another season, oh no, they've lived. Oh my god. This whole time, let us show you how they lived. We're gonna do a sequence of flashbacks. And then after those flashbacks are over, the character's gonna have a beard. Or if it's a woman, they're gonna be like, we're gonna cut her hair. She had long hair when you knew her, short hair now to show that it's different. That's another joke to what they did with Captain Marvel there. They're like, she had long hair in her movie, but now in this movie, she got short hair. Some time has passed. I get it. Or like what they do with Black Widow. It's like, she's got red hair in this one. But now in the next movie, she got blonde hair. But in the next one, she got red hair and blonde hair.
Don't push yourself so hard.
We're not gonna go any deeper than that. We're not.
Anything for me?
We're getting to spoiler territory. That being said, though, I'm just saying the Russo brothers were like, Monday, you could start talking about spoilers all you want. And that was 3 weeks ago. Which makes sense why they said that to me, because then shortly after that, that's when the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer came out. And that thing's got, if you haven't watched that, that thing's got a lot of spoiler in it. It's like, and notice that I said a lot of spoiler, because it's got one big one. Just one. There's some others, but there's one. It's just like, and you watch it and it's like, in your face, right here. Here it is. We warned you. With the first 15 seconds of this trailer is Tom Holland saying, hey, don't watch this if you haven't watched the other thing. Don't watch this trailer. Don't do that. And then, boom, we're hitting you with it. There it is. Right there.
Oh, greetings.
But I liked it. And I was glad that I wasn't spoiled. Same. That being said, I hear the Aladdin movie, not great. I hear it's not great. Will Smith is the genie. Yes, he is the genie. So I actually watched this video of visual effects artists looking at like movies, like older movies, and then movies from today, and they were reacting to them. And they talked about the Will Smith being the genie part, and how they kind of went over the points of like why it is that there was a lot of people who disliked how Will Smith looked as the genie, especially whenever they revealed him and he comes walking toward, or he's not walking, he's floating, but he's coming towards Aladdin in the trailer, and he looks weird because he has Will Smith's face. He has his face, but not as any of his body. Like none of the proportions, and this is what they were talking about in the video, are what we know of Will Smith. When you see Will Smith's face, you're like, that's Will Smith. And then like when you start to see the rest of them, you're like, oh yeah, that's Will Smith, you know? But then whenever you see Will Smith's face on a blue body and a head and like shoulders and like he's ripped and he looks nothing like, don't get me wrong, Will Smith could be ripped. He can be. Have you seen him in I Am Legend? That's an old movie now, but I'm just saying he's got the muscles. He's there. I'm not saying he isn't. I'm saying the genie is more like jacked, ripped, you know? He's more beef. And then Will Smith is more lean, you know? Anyway. Enough about that. The Rock? Okay, so that's actually... So think about taking Will Smith's face and putting it on The Rock's body. There you go. That's... Anyway, so people are having that weird, like jarring effect, having, like, that looks weird. But then whenever then, like, later on in the trailer, you see... the genie again, and he's really big because he's like grown in size, like he's humongous, and he looks all right there, like he looks acceptable. That's because our minds, and this is again how they explained it in the video, that's our mind saying, well, yeah, he's now this gigantic thing. He doesn't look close to being human. He looks something more that's with our brains, and how we could pretend and suspend, you know, disbelief and be like, oh yeah, okay, he's a genie and he's gigantic. Well, but whenever you take that same thing and you shrink it down to almost being like human, then that's when Uncanny Valley starts to like push us away, because we're like, it doesn't look right. Doesn't, you know, because our brains are trained to like notice these patterns and recognize them. Anyways. And then they showed stuff. They like, I didn't notice, but like in Jurassic Park, they showed that like they explained why it is that like whenever the T-Rex first shows up for the first time, why it is they did it at night, why it is they did it with rain, and why it is that when they did it at night, there's only one light source, and it's because of the technology back then. So doing it at night made it much easier to light because you only had to use one light source. And they only used one light source because it was way easier to render out the visual effects if there was only one light source coming from somewhere. Anyway, I find this stuff fascinating because it's just like, I like technology when it works. And anyway, they explain like so one of the reasons why that they made it raining is because it's much easier to fake reflections if it's supposed to be rainy, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, the T-Rex is just glistening and shiny like that because it's raining. But then they pointed out, like, they were like, well, if you look at his feet, you're gonna notice that there's light reflecting off of his feet. Whenever, if you look at where the light source is coming from, there's no way that his feet would even be lit. They would be in a shadow. And it's like, oh yeah, makes sense. But like, when you're watching it, unless you're someone who's looking for those types of things, or you're someone who's in that kind of field, you may not recognize it. And even I admit that, like, as they pointed out, I'm like, oh, holy shit, yeah, his feet should be in a shadow, but it's not like that at all. Instead, it looks glistening and shiny down there, even though it shouldn't be, like, because where you see the lighting, where the light is coming from. So like if the T-Rex is here and the light's shining back behind it, and if these were his legs, you know, his legs are going to be in a shadow. You can't tell because there's a light shining in front of, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, that's just crazy. Interesting. And then another thing they showed that they talked about, I thought was hilarious, is that they show at the end for Jurassic Park, and this is a really old movie, so if you're like, oh my gosh, spoilers, you know, get the fuck out of here then. What are you doing? Go watch it. Anyway, they show at the last shot, or one of the last scenes rather, where the people where the characters are being surrounded by the velociraptors, and it seems like they're about to be killed, basically. And then right whenever the velociraptor is about to jump, the T-Rex grabs the raptor and then basically eats it. Well, it doesn't eat it. It ends up throwing it. But anyways, basically fucking up the raptor. Well, while the raptor is in its mouth, briefly, for just one frame, a single frame, there was a render error, and the raptor disappears. And whenever you're watching it, it's because it's a single frame, you can't really notice it. But because of the render error, that's why the raptor's model disappeared while they were rendering it, and they just didn't catch it whenever. And so that raptor disappearing is in the final thing of the movie or whatever. It's just really interesting because like the T-Rex has got it in its mouth, and it's like it's coming up and it's like grabbing it, and it's like about to like kind of like move its head upward, and then as it moves its head up, it disappears, and then it's back again. But at the same time, for Jurassic Park, I did like they point out, and this is years ago, I remember, and I've known it for years. Whenever the stunt double for the young lady there, I can't think of her name. She's one of the kids. She's the hacker. I can't remember her name. Fuck. What is her name? I can't remember. In character name, I can't remember her real name. Don't we all remember that? Anyways, Lex. Her name is Lex. Nailed it. Lex and Tim. There we go. Whenever they're climbing in the air ducts, and because they had to get away from the velociraptors, they're climbing in the ceiling and they're climbing through the air ducts. And like when they're climbing, at one point the velociraptor pushes up, and then she goes up. And she's supposed to be on this tile, and like it pushes its head up, and she's like on the thing that it pushes its head up on. And whenever it goes back down, because the dude kicks its face, and then it falls down. And then when it falls down, she falls, and then the tile breaks, and like she's hanging. And while she's hanging, she looks back up at the camera, but it's a stunt double that does it because the kid, they don't want to get the kid hurt during the stunt. So it's a stunt double that fell and is hanging. But whenever the stunt double does that, they weren't supposed to look up, but they did. And they look up, and they look up directly at the camera, and you can clearly see it's not her. And then, like, it's just a brief moment, but like if you see what the character looks like, obviously you see most throughout the movie, but then when she looks up, it's like that's not her. Anyway, that's what I've mainly been doing, is watching things like that. I wish. Oh, but right, yeah, so I took a video of the sirens going off, whatever, the tornado warning sirens, and I took another video. I took 3 videos altogether, but the reason why is because it was eerie and interesting, because it was like, I don't know, very, very reminiscent of like how basically the sirens sound in, I don't know. And I mean, if you've ever heard a warning siren, that's what it sounds like. But it made me think of like Silent Hill, or like the movie specifically, because in the movie they use those same sirens the way, specifically the movie. But anyway, oh, what sounded eerie about it was that it was like, because it's not a siren that goes off for like, just a minute. They let them ring for like 5 minutes, and it's not like it's not like that. It's a long, long note that just carries on, and like it sounded weird because like as it starts to die out, it starts doing this weird harmonizing sound with like just the wind and the rain sound. I don't know how to describe it. It's because I mean obviously it's a sound wave traveling through the air. So but like as it's doing that, it creates this weird harmonizing eerie sound. Sort of like if you ever heard a train, and you might actually hear the train going right now. If you were listening really well, the microphone might be picking up. There's a train going right now. It's really far off, but I can hear it even in my headset. But anyway, the harmonizing thing is why I recorded the video, because it sounded so creepy. It really did, and it's like if it was foggy out or if it was nighttime and this is going on, I'd feel even more freaked out. I felt pretty freaked out. Don't get me wrong. It's like, do we leave? Do we not leave? You know, because the thing is, like, the town that I live in, there's this whole thing of like, it's a legend, and I'm only mentioning it because it's like it's ridiculous, but at the same time, it's like there's some, you know, there's some truths to legends, not always, but sometimes. And it's that the town that I live in, the reason why is because of this thing on the council house that it's a weather vane, and they say that that's the reason why is because of the Native American tribal house, the council house there is what that weather vane is what prevents it from happening. And I'm like, okay, sure. They taught us this as a kid, and it's always kind of been in the back of my head when tornado season starts. It's just like, this could be the year that weather vane doesn't work. There's a whole thing to it, and like there's like a story and a reason why. I can't remember it all right now. Oh, we should have used the other potion. Oh well. Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait. It's about to be a weekend filled with Ghillieglades. Friday, Ghillieglade. Saturday, Ghillieglade. Sunday, Ghillieglade. Gonna happen. So, I'm a little upset because the person that I want, the name that has the name for a character that I want, I've contacted them like a month ago, and they eventually responded and was like, "Oh, that's my real name. I don't want to get rid of it. But if I ever stop playing the game, which they don't play the game because they don't have any of the achievements. They only have the level 10 achievement. Anyways, they're like, if I decide to stop playing the game, then I'll let you know." And it's like, great, thanks. Anyways, the merge happened, and somebody else got the name, and I'm like, motherfucker, like, because the reason why is that the person didn't log in, like, because if you logged in supposedly a month before, you would have been able to keep your name for some reason. I don't know. Anyways, they didn't log in, so that means the person who had the PvP name, because you could have on the PvP server, you could have had the same name, but because you're on a different server, it didn't count against you, right? Well, because they merged them, now whoever had the name the longest got to keep the name. Well, now the person that I contacted lost the name because they didn't keep up with the game, and so now the person who, you know, probably just played it longer, may not even play the game anymore, has the name, And it's like, great. I could have gotten a name had that person been like, hey, I'm finally not going to play the game. So now here you go. But now, they could have just been like, yeah, I don't play the game. Sure. But no, no. It's my real life name. I'm going to keep it. Now, yeah, exactly. Now they don't have it now. I hope they decide, be like, one day, be like, you know what? I'm going to log on to Tera and play. Oh, no. What happened to my name? Oh, my goodness. No. And if you're like, how do you know that they don't have, that it's not them that has a name? Because in the game, you can send a parcel post to, you know, any character, as long as their name's on the server or whatever, and then it'll show you the gamer tag of the person who you're sending an item to, but you don't have to send an item, you just type your name into that. And anyways, so like that's a way to see if a name's taken. And in fact, earlier, I was thinking about fucking The Wizard of Oz. Go figure, considering today and tornadoes. If you don't know anything about The Wizard of Oz, here's a quick little rundown for you. Wizard of Oz, lady comes and says, hey, your daughter's dog bit me, and I want that dog put down. And then daughter is like, no, this is my favorite dog. You're not gonna do that to my Toto. And then like the family's like, we gotta abide by the law there, Dorothy. Your doggo gotta go. And then lady takes the dog, right? But then the dog's smart, because dog's like, you ain't taking me, and jumps out of the basket and then runs back home. And then Dorothy is like, oh my god, you made it back. Oh my god, we can't stay here though, because we're breaking the law, and she's just gonna come back for you, so we gotta run away now. So she decides to run away, right? Well, then she runs away, and then she ends up meeting this dude. Basically, he's like, running this crystal ball business out of his like trailer, and he's like, hey, come inside, I can tell you your future. And she's like, okay. She goes in there, and he's like, oh, this is happening. There's someone sick. Someone's in danger. And she's like, oh my god, who is it? And he's all like, it's this person. And she's like, oh my god, Annie M. And then she's like, I gotta go. And then she starts leaving. This is like all the beginning of the movie. And she ends up leaving. And he's like, wait, I can take you there. Do you still want to go with me? Because he was all like, I'm about to fly away on my weather balloon. You can come with me if you want. She's like, I would love to do that. I'm trying to get out of here. And then she takes off, and he's like, I thought you were going to go with me. She's like, oh, I got to go. Anyway, she goes back to the family farm, and she gets there, and like the storm's going on. It's just like, she goes, like, she's looking for her aunt, and she goes in the house, and like the door flies off, and there's all this stuff flying by. And she's in there, and then like all of a sudden, like the house gets picked up by a tornado. And anyway, she ends up waking up in a place. And anyways, all that right there is just to tell you that the actress's name that plays Dorothy, her name is Judy Garland. And so the name that I was like, oh hey, Judy, I like that name. That'd be kind of a good name for a character in Tera, I think. And so I was curious, so I looked up to see if somebody had that name, and nobody had it. And I'm like, that's really surprising, because I don't know. But I guess then I thought about it, and I was like, I guess Judy is kind of like one of those older names that you don't really hear that often. Yes, there's Judge Judy, yes, but I guess it's just kind of a name that, is lost to time in a way, where like names like Abigail or Maleficent, granted that there was that movie with Angelina Jolie, but there's just names that, get lost with time. They have a nice name or ring to them, like Abigail. I've always liked Abigail. It just sounds nice, and I like how it looks too, like the spelling, like Abigail. It's like, for me, for some reason, those combination of letters and how it looks appealing to my eye, and I'm not entirely sure why. It just does. But anyway, we finished that. We didn't even keep track of anything. We just may as well take the counters off. There's no point. Because, wait, this is the third character I'm on, aren't I? I think this is the third character. I think it is. So we would actually be at 12. And we'd actually be at 3. That was the third character. We're on to the fourth character. I got caught up in conversation. I'm sorry. But hey, we could... That's the positive side of the thing, right? We just bumped those numbers up and we're good. We're caught up now. Yeah. Tomorrow, though, the stream will be starting at, like, its sort of semi-normal time, which is usually sometime in the morning. Try to be before the afternoon. So, yeah, there's that. We're actually going to skip the Berserker. I'm not gonna lie, the Berserker, I've mentioned it before too. I like the Berserker, I suck with it. I suck with it, and I wish I didn't, because it's a lot of fun to play as. And like, the fact that I'm dying shit, and it's like, oh, you know what, let's just not do that. I'll do that off camera, and be frustrated off camera. Somebody commented on my photo and they're like, what am I looking at? And it's like, well, what do you think you're looking at? It's a picture of self-reflection. It's actually a picture of just the sidewalk and grass. And the reason why I took the picture is because, and I didn't explain this in the picture or for the caption for the picture, but I wanted to, but I was like, yeah, I'll just like the picture. And it felt like there was a contrast. The contrast that was there was the sidewalk, which is cement, and then there's the grass and the dirt, which is, you know, all natural stuff basically, versus the other side that isn't, is man-made and placed there. Whereas everything else with like the grass and the mud and the weeds and stuff is all, you know, just there by chance. And then near the bottom of the sidewalk, of the picture at least, there is grass growing from a crack in the sidewalk. So, but then at the bottom on the other side of the grass, you can see cement coming through the grass. So I was like, this is a really nice contrast, because it's like, no matter, it's all, the way I looked at it was like, you know, everyone always thinks that, you know, one side is better than the other. But if you really look at it, both sides have both things in it. Like, there is no side. You know, they're both the same. Anyway, and so I didn't explain that in the caption, because I was like, that, you know, that's how I was looking at it. But I mean, all it is just a picture of sidewalk and grass, and I liked how it looked. I'm a little sad that In Master Entertainment didn't do their Weeb Wednesday stream, because I was actually wanting to watch that, because it would have been before I streamed, or before I decided to stream, so I was okay with that, and I was like, oh, I'll actually get to watch it live, and then they didn't do it today. Which, hey, In Master Entertainment, you know, they help publish Tera here on the console. So, you know, you could follow their Twitch channel if you wanted. And they do this stream. They've been trying to start up this thing where they call it Weeb Wednesday. Weeb. You know what a weeb is, right? No? Maybe not? If you don't, it's fine. It's whatever. And yeah. You should totally watch them. Because they're entertaining. More entertaining than myself. Way more. You don't have to watch me run Ghillieglade a million times. Speaking of a million times, that's number 13. Actually, that's not right. Hold on. Now it's number 13. There we go. We had to fix the number, the character number that we were on. Oh, but right, yeah. You may have noticed that I am on the second page of characters. I already did the first page. We don't have to do them on stream. Did those off stream. So yeah. So we won't be doing as many as I normally do. But I think eventually I will narrow it down even more to which ones I will do. I'll probably cut out like the ones I'll only do on stream are the DPS characters. The ones that get through it pretty quickly. This is what I want to start doing, just so that I can, get time to play those other games. And I do believe after the Ghillieglade event happens, then I will start playing other things more often. I really do want to finish Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 4, so I can buy it again on the Xbox. And then play it again 2 years from now. Whenever the remake's about to come out. I'll be like, I gotta get a refresher on this, guys. Gotta know what's going on. So who's the one with the big boobs? Barrett? Yeah. That's the one. I guess it's the thing today on Twitter. They were like, who was your first video game crush? And for me, like, I would argue that like this isn't a video game character. My very first crush on a whatchamacallit? For it was an anime, basically. I didn't know it was anime back then though. Whenever I was watching it as a kid, it wasn't Sailor Moon, but it was the show Sailor Moon. And I really liked Sailor Jupiter. And anyways, but that's not necessarily a video game character. So anyway, that doesn't really count for this case. But anyways, and then so I would say that my first crush was Eris from Final Fantasy VII. Which most, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with Tifa. It's just that, it's like I liked Eris more. And I guess even before then, I guess I was just more into a healer type character without knowing that was a thing, It was just like, oh, I like characters that have more like now I generally like I like most characters now, Obviously, it's like I'm not gonna limit myself to liking one type of character. That's I wanna like all kinds of characters. It's kind of why I play every character in Tera. Anyways, so it was Eris, and so the thing about that is that like I ended up liking a character that was that ends up not making it, and so it's like, so I had my heart broken early on, super early on, and but yeah, it's really too bad. But then after that, I would say that second crush was Aya from Parasite Eve, or Aya, however you say her name. That character, I was just like, I was head over heels for her. She's a video game character. Just like Like, oh man, man, and I believe that she is the root of why I like badass female characters in games. Is just because Parasite Eve, man, she was a badass. She was awesome. She had these awesome powers, and she didn't really want them, but she knew that she had them, so she had to use them to be able to help people. Because if she didn't, then the whole fucking city of New York was fucked. And yeah. But first one goes to Sailor Jupiter. I'm just saying. First crush, definitely Sailor Jupiter. Those little lunches she used to make for everybody. Oh my God, she'd wrap them up in those little things and be like, "Look, guys, look what I made for you." And like, oh my God, that food looks delicious. Why does this food look so delicious? I don't know. Which then, I always thought was weird because I don't really like the color green or anything like that. It's not really like, you know. And that, again, is another thing that's like, you know, that's not something that's super important either. Like, liking a color. You can prefer a color more, but like, that almost gets into the territory of like kid things now, you know? Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, I like all colors, right? They all have their place. Because, I mean, when you think about it, like, black is a great color, right? You know, for a t-shirt. But that's every color. That's all it is. Anyway. Yeah, Sailor Jupiter. She's the best. Didn't know back then what a waifu was, which I'm pretty sure waifu wasn't a thing. But she would have been it. She would have been the one. Anyway, yeah. Or maybe Sailor Mars. I guess Sailor Mars would be a close second. And then, maybe, I don't know. Tuxedo Mask. He's great. Oh, I wish I could remember what they called him whenever he's not Tuxedo Mask. Whenever he's like wearing like, I don't even know. I forget what they call him. Which funny enough now, like looking back on it, his name is Tuxedo Mask. That is literally, he's named that because of what he's wearing. He's wearing a tuxedo and a mask. It's almost like when I learned what Ekans, it's like in Arbok, and it's like, wait a second, that's Snake backwards, that's Cobra backwards, and there's Snake Pokemon. Oh my God, this is brilliant. This is fucking brilliant. And then I try to do it with other Pokemon, and it's like it doesn't work with Pikachu. You know, it's not the same. They didn't just reverse a word. They didn't do it with, you know, like Voltorb. You know, I guess maybe with no, because that would be Volt. No, Bortvolve. Wait, I don't know. It's something. Oh right, that's another run. 14. I kind of wish there was horse combat in this game, or mounted combat. Could you imagine? Like, you could do some attacks while you were on your mount. That'd be interesting. That way, like, why not, you know? That way, and only have it allowed to be used at the beginning of a fight. So I could come in here and, like, do a skill while on horseback. And then once you use the skill, though, you can't, like, then it takes you off the mount, you know? That goes back to the thing of, though, The Thinga though? Yes, the Thinga though. The thing though, where I really wish you could jump and attack in this game. It seems so silly that you can't, because like in Neverwinter you can do that. Like you can jump. When I would always do it with the Great Weapon Fighter, you could jump up in the air, and then like you could use. I would always use the heavy, or your normal attack rather. But whenever, like, it would be a different animation whenever you would attack like that. Like, it would actually, the character would slam the sword down. And I kind of wish that was the case for Tera. Like, allow me to be able to jump up and shoot, you know? Like, why not? Bam! Bam! But no. Instead, no. Oh no! That's not what I'm. Oh no! I used the wrong. I don't know what I did wrong. Or I mean, I know what I did wrong. I don't know why I did it. Rather. Fire away. Oh, but right, yeah, I didn't finish what I was saying earlier, but yeah, some people would wonder if I've made any upgrades to my characters or anything, and I did the accessories on a few characters there, and I think that's what I'll end up doing for most every level 65 character now, just so that, you know, they have that much at least in terms of like an upgrade. Plus, doing every character that way seems the most less that doesn't. It's not that much in terms of gold. It's about 6,000 gold, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on if I decide to upgrade the brooch or not, and the belt, the brooch and the belt. But the way I started looking at it is that if a character ends up getting like a couple of emeralds from doing Ghillieglade, or even a diamond, then that is kind of like, I take that and think, okay, well, now this character is made up the amount of gold that they would have spent if I was to upgrade their items. So now it's sort of like they're paying their dues, like, oh, we've got these gems now, so now you can upgrade me because I got enough gems to, you know, justify upgrading those accessories. It's a weird way to look at it, but I mean, it's probably the easiest way for me to decide if a character should, whether or not if I should, you know. All right, that's number 16. That's the 16th run. We haven't been marking them very well. But we're done with this character now, so it's character 4.
You look troubled.
You look troubled. Oh, right, and since the merge happened, all my shit was just in my bank was not right. And I figure a lot of people's was like that, but man. See, like this character, we got 18 rubies, so that's 1,800 gold. And did we score any other gems? Yeah, and see, we got 2 emeralds, so we got the price of the gold for those. If I was to sell it, that's, you know, 3,800 gold. So in a way, and this character's already paid off, I would say, the amount of to upgrade. That's just an example, and I may do it on stream, may not. In this case, not going to do that right now. Just want to get the characters done with Ghillieglade, and then move on. Why does it keep capitalizing the in the middle of a sentence? What the fuck? On to Jaocib. Oh, dude, so I was so happy that I didn't lose this character name. Because somebody else in the PvP server had the name Jaocib already. And so I was worried that they had maybe have made that character, like, you know, long before I made my character. Because this character, because it's on the second page and kind of near the bottom, this character I made very long time ago, months ago now. And so I was worried that maybe they had made their character longer. And so I was worried I was going to lose this name. I did not lose the name, luckily.
Looks like someone played a
I was
good
about to say,
time.
where the fuck is all my gold? It's on the character. Okay, I have to remember which character has that. I lost my shit. Really? So I just now mentioned, or not mentioned it, but just now remembered that there was something in the broker I do want to kind of get, and I think today, I think I made enough gold from doing this because I've gotten a few emeralds now to kind of, no, maybe not. I don't know. But the item I want is the crown of silver. The broker is the enemy, and I have a lot of gold to do some damage. If this was like in Final Fantasy where they have or not Final Fantasy, well, there is a thing in Final Fantasy that does it, but if they had like in Pokemon with Meowth Payday. I don't know if that's still a move in Pokemon, I wonder. You don't know what Payday is. It's a move by Meowth and a few other Pokemon, but basically you end up spending your Pokemon money. I don't know. I can't remember what the fuck they call that. There's a name for it. There's like an actual name for what it's called in the game, and I can't remember it right now. Anyways, yeah, Payday ends up spending your money in the middle of a battle like that, and it's random, so it'll be like, huh? Don't think that. I mean, yeah, that's what you get for winning a battle, yeah, but I don't think that's what it's called though. Like the money in Pokemon world has a name, very much like in different parts of the world they have name for their currency. There's a name for the Pokemon money, and I can't remember what it is. Anyways, because it even has its own little symbol. Like that's not a fucking. Anyway, Payday would use a random amount of your money to deal damage. So if you had no money, and I'd never tested it, but I wonder if that meant it wouldn't do any damage. Please. Naga. Naga, like the bone Naga. You don't know what a bone Naga is. They look pretty cool. Pokemon dollars. Poké dollar. Is the main character. Oh, so I wasn't too far off when I was like, Pokemon money, huh? Laughed at me. Yeah, see, I knew it. And I was like, well, the Pokemon thing's got its own symbol too. Fucking nailed it. Look at me, nailing shit. Yeah, close your eyes. Oh, that was funny. I told that person, I was like, it was cement and grass. They're like, oh, I was trying to look for some snake or some shit. I wonder how long they were looking, like zooming in, like I don't fucking see anything. That makes me think of those long time ago. There used to be these ads in the PlayStation magazine, or even Game Informer, if, you know, but PlayStation magazine mainly is what I remember. But it was for the games SOCOM, U.S. Navy SEALs. I think that's what the tagline was, right? I think that's what SOCOM was. Anyways, and like the ads would always be like, they'd say some line of text, and then they'd be like, and little did you know, you couldn't see the Navy SEALs in this picture, but like you'd look at it, and either they were not there, or you know they blended so well that you just could not ever see them. Because I would look at those things for like 20 minutes and be like, I just don't see it. There's no, I see nothing. And maybe they had them, or maybe they were just pictures of wilderness shots, and there was nothing to them, which would have been great too. But yeah, never, don't remember ever finding any of those Navy SEALs in those ads. This is the equivalent for me of like whenever the thing was like, drink more Ovaltine. Ah. Oh, but we're at, yeah, before I got sidetracked there. Crown of Silver. Really like how that Crown of Silver looks. The Crown of Gold is cool. Like my character's wearing it right now. And it looks nice for the Elin characters. I like how the Crown of Silver looks better. It's bigger. And I think it looks a little bit nicer than the Crown of Gold. You know, in real life, obviously, gold more valuable than silver. I guess it depends on how you look at it, but it in a game, silver looks better. In this game specifically. You know, in my experience, when someone's like, "I'm a nice guy," usually not a nice person. I only mention that because someone said that in the global chat, and I'm just like, Like if you're a nice person, you don't have to tell people that you are. Your actions will speak for the person that you are. I think that's the first run on this character. I believe it was. Okay. Llama. Llama llama ding dong. Oh! Does the little tail... Oh, okay. Does the tail wiggle? Oh! Oh! Look at that little tail. Look at it go. It's great. Oh! Ashley was telling me that she's still able to watch ads to get bits. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because that's why she said she had those ones the other day. And I was like, what? How? She's like, it clicked the little button that says watch ad to get some bits. She said that she watched one ad and it gave her 75 bits. Yeah. Character feels like it's not doing a lot of damage. I don't know what's up. And as I say that, we take it out in one hit, but nonetheless, it doesn't feel like a lot of damage. It feels like it could be more. That's number 18. So other than that crown and gold, I was also debating on buying another Azure Phoenix because they're so cheap. They're still 66,000. And it's a way to like get a little bit. It's a cool looking mount. That's the main reason. It's a cool looking mount. Oh, that's the Nightfall one right there. That's the one that I traded for. Get that Elin butt right before we teleport in. Right there. That's what you call fan service. Hello. Hello. You know, funny enough, even though I got these flying mounts, right? Because I've been doing so much Ghillieglade, I haven't really been flying around on my flying mounts that I gave to my characters. Like, a couple of characters get to fly around, like the Elin Brawler with the dragon and the phoenix. I haven't really got to fly around on the llamas. I did it when I added the llama to the character and was like, kind of flew around for like a minute and that was it. And I was like, haha, this is the best decision I've ever made. But then I haven't been using them properly because you can't fly in Ghillieglade. So, yeah, there's that. The what? Oh. Maybe. You might be right about that. It looks so nice, though. But, so somebody's selling the red one. And the red one, looks cool, too. But it's so much. Not just the red version, either. They're selling the version that has the extra crit power thing. And the red one is actually way better than the blue one, because the red one, has the revive ability, but it's every hour. You get a free revive. The blue one, the Azure Phoenix one, is every 24 hours. Almost tempted to try to sell like that, because I have an undead royal dragon that could probably get me about 100,000 gold if I sold it. And kind of thought about selling that, because as much as the dragon, the reason why I even got that dragon is because it has Draconis Rex, which is the thing that lets you get the crit damage that modifies your crit power if you get the buff, which is random when it will act. Well, it's not random, but it'll activate randomly based off of a crit. It'll be like, oh, you got a crit, let's activate this, and then you'll do more damage because it ups your crit power by a bit. And Draconis Rex, the Fury dragons, the ones like Ash Fury, Night Fury, like those dragons, they will have Draconis Rex, the one that gives you the times 2. I think it's times 2.0 damage is what it is. And then the Azure Phoenix has I forget what it's called, but it does 1.5 crit power increase. Like, it times your crit power by 1.5. And so you can use both of those. You can, if you had the Azure Phoenix, then you could use the Pteryx Phoenix, which is the red one that has the better crit power increase. You could use them together, very much like how you can use the Phoenix and the dragon together, which is what I do on my brawler. But I think it would be cool to have both Phoenixes, and they both benefit the character, because then you can have the red fiery Phoenix and then the blue one that looks a lot like Articuno. And I guess the other one could be Moltres, I guess. But hey, that character is done. So that's 20. We have not been keeping track of those very well.
Don't push yourself so hard.
Don't push yourself so hard. Don't tell me what to do, punny. Dun, 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 dun. So that was the 5th character, right? I don't think it is. I think we're way more down the line than that. I think, oh, wait. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, right. We skipped the Berserker. So, yeah, that would be 5. And that would be 6. Well, yeah, the 5th character. Okay, yeah. I forgot I skipped out on the Berserker there. Dun dun dun. Bam bam bam. Bam bam. Oh, what am I doing? Jumping right into that. Accept quest, broken prison. I do not accept your quest. Oh, that's right. I wanted to check in here in the broker really quick to see if there was anything that might make me want to be like, I could buy that. See, these are the ones I was talking about. Pteryx. Oh, that's funny. That's funny because I'd seen earlier. I'd literally seen the person get this, unless it's not the same person, but the coincidence, right? Because earlier on a character, you know how it pops up on screen whenever someone gets something out of a loot box. Well, I just happened to be looking in the log in the chat window or whatever, and it was like so and so got Royal Crimson Dragon out of this loot box or whatever, and now here it is in the broker. Oh wait, there's one right here. There's multiples in here. What's going on? There wasn't that many before. Now there is. Oh yeah, and there's an Angora now. An Angora is the bunny mount. Anything else of note? Just a bunch of Elon coops. Ha 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 ha. Royal Crimson Dragon. Is this the one that gives us to double your crit power? Yeah. Nah. It's tempting. It's tempting. But I already have. I don't really like how the Crimson Dragon looks. If there was a Ghost Dragon, if there was another Ghost Dragon, I would jump at that one. But there's not, so. Oh, look, there's another one of those robes for the ninja. It's funny. Now there's 2 of them on the broker, but they're more than what I paid for earlier. I was thinking about these. Yeah. A dyeable one. 55,000? Tempting. It really is. 55,000. It's not too. It's dyeable. That's why I'm like, I don't think it really fits any of my characters, to be honest, though. So it's tempting, but it doesn't really suit a theme for my other characters. At least I don't think so. Could give it to the. Nah, right now. It's so crazy that some of these school uniforms are so high, because they used to go for so cheap, but now not so much. Colorful kitty cat. That's what it is. Cat club costume. That's the name of it. Could not remember the name of it earlier. Ah, so tempting. Anyway. On to Ghillieglade. case somebody stopped by and you're like, this isn't Ghillieglade. How dare you? This is the trade broker. It's not got nothing to do with Ghillieglade. Oh, that reminds me, I need to set up that night bot. I wanted to do, like, the thing, like, where you see, like, people do it all the time, like, an advertisement where, like, free, the word free is in large. It's like, free! And so, like, it gets your attention. I meant to do that. I was going to do it ironically, though. I was going to do words that it didn't need to be done on, like, the! Okay, I guess you didn't get the joke. Alright. Alright, cool. Now you know how I felt. Because I meant it. Guess let's go ahead and do this. Give me my MP, Mr. Patches. That's the power of the Keyblade. Condensed view. There we go. Okay. Wait, did a notification go on the screen whenever you did the thing? Me either. I'm gonna redo your notification at the end just so I can see. Oh, I guess I could do it off stream. No, not that. Talking about your resub. It did. Was it the piano thing? Why can't you hear it, man? What the fuck? Open your ears. Oh, Dauntless. Right. Dauntless. The Dauntless came out the other day for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox. And I've tried it before, very briefly, on the computer. On my computer. And I debated on if I wanted to try it again, the console. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it again. Try again. So yeah, I will try that out eventually. Oh shit. Again, I don't know if it'll be a game that I put into rotation, but I'm definitely gonna try it out. Where's this Alien Isolation? I told you how I felt about that. Is either gonna happen or it wasn't gonna happen. Oh no, man. What else is new? Oh, there it is. Why have I been running out of so much MP? It's normally not an issue, like, at all. That's so weird. Kinda messed that up, but oh well. Yeah, play the way you want. Well, that's funny that seeing that name, Arcade. The Goth Rose, the one that I mentioned that I was like, they followed me, they subscribed on YouTube, followed on Twitch, and then followed me on Twitter. This is a while back now. Anyways, that I just seen them talking about that game yesterday. They were like, it's my favorite game, and I decided to re-download it. And it's just weird that now that it's talking about that game in the ad thing. Shit. I think I selected the wrong thing, that's why I canceled it. Thanks, man. I wish you guys could hear the wind. Because, the windows, they're not like like the window seal. So like here's the window, right? And then you got the little thing where like you could set stuff onto it or whatever, you know, the window seal. Anyways, that right there, like last year sometimes some peoples were like, they did this thing where like they test the like how well your house is insulated, and then like they're like, all right, well, you need this much insulation. Anyways, they did that, and then they took out the windows and they replaced all the windows. Like they basically, it was interesting. Like they didn't just take the windows out. They were like, yeah, the whole window, take that all out, take it all out, replace it with a whole new window, right? Not just the glass. I'm talking about the whole frame. Anyways, they did that, and then they were like, they did their test again. They're like, all right, your house is way more energy efficient to like stay warm in the winter and cooler in the summer. And I'm like, okay, you know, it's cool, sounds great, right? Well, they did a shitty ass job with putting the windows back in. So now whenever the wind is blowing, I get that creepy haunted house sound with the wind going. That's exactly how it sounds. And so, like, at nighttime, if the wind is picking up a lot, I will hear that shit. And then sometimes it'll do, like, this thing of, like, the wind was like, oh, that wasn't a big gust of wind. Let me do one even bigger. And it'd be like, ooh. I'm like, Jesus, man. And they say that our house was to be more insulated. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's worse off than it was. Pretty sure. Yeah. You know what? That needs to be the next emote. Support ticket. A support ticket emote. Oh, it could be Woodco delivering delivering the support ticket. Well, Mel hat with like holding a letter. Nah, she's gonna be trying to give it to you with her paw. I can already see how it's gonna happen. I can take the same picture of Woodco, right? Put a Mel person's hat on her head, messenger hat on her head, and then make it look like her stick legs coming up and giving you a letter. I have not been keeping track of these runs. I think that's the second run on this character. Oh, it didn't even update it, did it? Oh, we did the wrong character. We're on the wrong counter. This is why I shouldn't have done the double counter. This is why I should just keep track of Ghillieglade and not the character. So yeah. Is that all you said? It is. It really is. Well, to be fair though, today I've in more, yeah, words. Yep. Talked more. Way more. And Dariel. Wako? I don't think that one lightning bolt hit at all. Whoa! Did you see the inside of that tree's face? Like we were inside of a jack-o'-lantern. Fuck your crystal. Fuck your fresh fruit. I was debating on what to do, in case you're wondering why I was just standing there for a moment. I was like, do I want to use this lightning strike first, or I want to wait? And I was like, fuck it, I'm using it. Lightning strike! What? We had the shield up. So much for shielding me from damage. Not the most efficient use of the mana boost thing, admittedly. Oh man. Let's go and activate that. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I guess because I did some skill rotations out of order. Maybe that's what's throwing it all off. That might be what it is. Because I don't know. It's just like I got out of the groove there with the sorcerer. Like I had 3 sorcerers, and so like all their skills are on the same buttons. So It just felt, I don't know, I felt off playing this character. Anyways, that's number 23. So if you're wondering why Ghillieglade? Why Ghillieglade? Because it's just quick to get through. It's a solo dungeon. You don't have to rely on anybody else. You don't have to sit on LFG hoping, you know, either somebody joins up with you or, you know, or waiting for the queue to happen. You just go and do it. And not only that, sometimes you get lucky and get diamonds out of this. In fact, I've gotten lucky multiple times. Not so far this week, though. I think I've gotten 1 diamond this week. I think. And that may not have even been this week. That may have just been the end of last week blending into this week that I'm mixing up. But, yeah. Plus the very little bit of materials you get. Why is there only 18 metal fragments? What the oh, right. No, I know why. And these Goldfinger tokens. That's another thing I want. I have 978. I want to be able to get a good inner wear for a lot of my characters, for most of my characters. And Goldfinger tokens is a good way to do that. Well, it's a way to do it. It's not necessarily a good way to do it, because these tokens can take a while to build up. I've done a lot of Ghillieglade runs, so that's why I have so many. I would have more, but I've spent a lot also. Mainly because you turn them in, you get a garment box. You open the garment box, you might get a good innerwear. And I've gotten a couple good ones and then some decent ones after that. And I've basically just been doing that to replace the innerwear of all the other characters. Anyways, that character's done. And that was the last run, so that's number 24. Yeah. And so we're on to the Valkyrie. Hidori. So I'm thinking about changing the name of one of my characters, but I don't know which one yet. And so, because if I'm gonna do it, like I have to buy a name change voucher, and I know the name isn't taken because I'm saving the name. I already have the name. So now I have to buy a name change voucher, but I'm like, do I really want to do that though? Is that really what I want to do? Is that what I want to spend my EMP on? Is buying that? And let's check something really quick. Let's see. What if somebody's selling name change vouchers? They're not, but I was just, you know, what if they were? But they're not, so it doesn't even matter. 60,000 for a 30-day elite status? Fuck. I remember when those used to be 30,000. Which was a norm and still a lot, but now, remember when that person was selling their elite status? They're like, want to sell elite status, 30,000, and then they kept lowering it and nobody was buying it. It's almost here. You get those awesome wings with your Twitch Prime loot. I don't know if you've seen what those wings look like, but they're pretty badass looking. use the other thing yet. Not yet. Now we'll use this. Then we'll do this. Huh! I guess we didn't really... Too late! We did it. We'll go ahead and do that. Use this. And then we'll pop it. Pop it real good. That was an accident. Oh well. What? No, it was. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Eventually. Eventually there will be a Gracie one. Oh, right. That's 25. Yeah. Yeah. All those woodcoes, dropping them. Yeah, we're almost done though. After this character, there is we have the Elin Gunner and the Elin Brawler, and then that will be it. We'll be good. We'll be set. And then it's something. We'll find out. How did that not give me enough there? That's crazy. Oh, now we have enough though. Go ahead and pop that. And use that. Give me the goods, man. Give me that diamond. Come on. No? Okay. I stopped saying it for the past few days, but I figured, hey, I haven't said in a while. Maybe the game will... Nope. Nope, it won't. It won't. It's kind of one of the things I like about whenever you're going into this. Just one of the things is seeing the other people. Because where I'm usually a solo player, really don't see that many other players that often. Unless I go to a populated area, like a town or something. Or whenever I go back to my spot and I usually end up seeing a couple of people there, but usually end up being, I don't know, most of the cool looking people I've seen are whenever I go into that Velik Sanctuary. Usually that's where I see the cooler looking characters. I really like, I don't know who it is, but I like how they make their character. I believe they're an almond. I believe that's what they are. And they have their character, they have their character's head. They have that potion on that makes you get a giant head. And they wear the jack-o'-lantern mask or whatever. And so their head's gigantic, but even more so because they're an almond. So like, because they're an almond, their head, like their body, like anything you put on an almond, cosmetic wise, usually ends up becoming gigantic because it's the almond or not the almond. Not the almond. It's a baraka. Oops. Sorry. Anyways. Makes way more sense now. Anyway. And so that's what they use. So like their character's head is like massive with the jack-o'-lantern on top of it. Which is silly to see. And I see this one dude using the same jack-o'-lantern. Or I see the character was using. They're doing the same thing, but instead their character is like wearing that volcanic armor that came out a while ago, and so like their armor is like black and volcanic, like molten lava looking in some parts, and then they wear the jack-o'-lantern with it, and they look like they could be the headless horseman. They look cool. Yeah, they look cool. I even told them one time because I seen them and I was like, "Whoa, you look cool," and they were like, "Thanks." Oh, the places you'll go. The people you'll see. But you won't get any grinding done in Tera. Oh, it's 500 pounds in 15 seconds. Thanks, Mega Shake. Oh no, I didn't think it was gonna give all the marks. That's why I immediately started using I forget what it's called. I don't know the names of these moves like I do for the other characters. Oh no! Get out there! Okay, good. Holy shit. Fucked me up. Oh yeah, what did you find out about your thing? You get that all set up there? No? Mm-hmm. That's how they get you. That's how they get you. They're like, look at all these bells and whistles. Don't you want these bells and whistles? But then, you know, yeah, yeah. It is. I agree. It's a lot of ramen that you could have ate. So we're just gonna say that was number 28 because I haven't been keeping track. And that's the 7th character done.
You look troubled.
No, but yeah, I agree. You know, but I mean, at the same time, you're gonna be like, should have got those bells and whistles. Understandable, man. You got this though. I don't know, man. I opted for not the bells and whistles. But that's me, though. Everyone's different. Some people like bells and whistles. Okay. The character's finished. On to the Elin. Gunner. Gunner. If you need more shortcuts. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I guess we could have went the other way instead of going to this page and then the next page. So the other day, I mentioned that it felt like the loading screen for the characters here was faster. That has gone away. That is not the case anymore. Because early, after the update showed, or after the server came back up after the merge and I was playing, it felt like I'd go over to the next page, it'd be like it'd hang for just a second and then it'd start right away. Now it's like hang and start. All right, this character's already done. We've done. Yeah. We don't need to go with Ghillieglade on this character. That actually may mean that we may be done. Maybe if the Elin Brawler is finished as well, then we're good. Down. This is not where I meant to teleport to. That's great. Oh my god. Let me go. I just want to go to my spot. Why did I teleport to the Velka outskirts? That's what that is. I don't know why. Also, what's up with this teleporter? Why is this one humongous? Like every other teleporter in the world, not that big. Why is that one that big? Why?
Don't take it personally.
This was the character that had all the gold. All right, cool. There we go. Dun 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 dun. It's good to hear music now. Since we've been running Ghillieglade, there's been no music. So now I'm jamming to the Tera music when I do hear it. Dun 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 dun. All right, Elin Brawler. you're up. Oh, it's not looking good. Oh, we can go in. It's looking good. And then after this, we're switching to the PS4 to play Tera on there. Gotta get them characters leveled. Gotta make that gold on the PlayStation 4 now. So if they ever do a server merge of like, I got all the shit I need. They're not gonna do that. Don't take that as me being like, it's not gonna. I was joking. It was a joke. Oh my god, shouldn't have said it. I'm sorry. Go show him the chicken thing. Oh, I held a duck the other day. I'm gonna tell you that. It was great. It was the yellow duck. It was all like chirp 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 chirp. It was all scared when I was trying to grab it. And then when I was holding it, it was like chirp chirp chirp. And then I started holding it closer because like whenever dogs are scared like that, like holding them closer helps comfort them, you know. So I was like, maybe that will help, and it kind of did. And he calmed down for a bit, but then after a bit, then it was like chirp 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 chirp. But I was like, oh my god, I'm holding a duck. I never held a duck before in my life. Especially not a baby duck. Anyways, you gotta go do what you gotta do there. It's not. It really isn't. Hate to break it to you. I'm gonna end up finishing this character and getting off and going fight food. I knew it. Well, I already got your sub anyway, so we're good. I was just kidding. You do what you gotta do there. Yeah. Yeah. Simply Blank has been there this whole time. This whole time. Yeah. I don't know. I really don't. Dun, 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 dun. Come on. Oh, it did reset. Hell yeah, we're gonna use it again. Immediately. Reset again. We'll just do that though. We'll try to get the perfect on this. Yeah, I nailed it. Okay. I didn't even. I think we've done 2 runs on this character, so that would be 30. That would be the second run, right? Because we've only done 1. That was the second one. Yeah. Pretty sure that was the second one. That count as... Okay, yeah. Still counted. Cool. Works for me. No ground pounder yet. Not yet. Now. Okay, that's number 31. We got 1 more on this character, and that will be it. One more. One more once. Just a single more. Siren. I always keep forgetting to go ahead and use that at the beginning of the when I first get in here, because then we'll have our Fury already. I'm meaning to do that. Just keep forgetting. That way this will go by much faster because we'll have growing Fury up quicker. Oh, and we got the reset, but we don't get to use it again? Okay, whatever. Alright, that's number 32. And that's the 8th character done. Didn't take long. Never does with the Elin Brawler. Alrighty, let's go drop our stuff off. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, so we're gonna drop our things off here, and that'll be it. We didn't do any upgrading or anything like that. No character received any. We didn't enchant anything or anything, and yeah. But I guess we could. No, yeah, that's about it. Which one does this work for? Does this work for Papori? Not usable by brawlers, Elin, Papori, or Baraka characters. That's lame. I was hoping to be able to use it because it allows for appearance change, but not a race change. That means I'd have to get a race change voucher. Was there any race change vouchers earlier when I looked in the vouchers? I don't remember. I think that was just appearance change, wasn't it? No, it is a race change voucher. That's a lot. Not usable by Reapers, Valkyries, or Ninjas. I was thinking about changing one of my characters. It's a Papori. I was thinking about changing it. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that off stream. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I'll still think about it. But anyways, I usually do a recap at the end of the stream, and this is the end of this stream. And today, played some Tera. Well, for a while, played some Tera. The stream was up for 2 hours, 31 minutes, and 23 seconds. I normally do much longer streams, but I started this one later in the day because of the tornado warnings and whatnot, tornado sirens going off. The day was not the best day to just like be wearing headphones and not paying attention to the world. But hey, the tornado didn't happen. Well, at least, I mean, we're still in a tornado warning, so I guess it could still happen. The night is still young. Anyway, so that's why I didn't stream in a day. That was part of it, you know, just had other things to do as well before I could stream. But anyway, yeah. Right, we ended up getting 8 characters finished today. I have 19 characters, and 18 of those characters are level 65. There's only one character that is not, and it's level 55. That's the character I was thinking about race changing into something else. But I kind of think I might delete it and then maybe have it you know, move it to a different thing, you know. I don't know, Maybe. But yeah. We ended up doing those 8 characters. We ran Ghillieglade 32 times. That's 4 times on each of those characters. Usually whenever I start the stream earlier in the day and then like it goes for a long time, I usually do try to do every character. Ghillieglade wise, but you know. But that being said, in the next few days on Friday, starting at I forget the exact time, but there will be Ghillieglade will have additional rewards to get. So I'll be running that on every character to get those additional rewards. There's also other dungeons that also have that as well, but since I'm a solo player, mainly concerned with Ghillieglade. May try to do I think the Gorge is one of them, maybe? I can't remember. Maybe not. I can't check right now. But anyway, it's something like that. Yeah, that was the recap. And this is Tera. Oh, right. So tomorrow I'll probably play, probably stream Tera in the daytime, and then later on, after getting most characters done, if not all of them, then you know, will probably be Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation 4. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure yet. But yeah. Anyways, that was the recap, and this was Tera on the Xbox One X, and I hope you're having a good day or night, depending on when you watch this. And as always, thanks for watching. Yeah. Oh, right. Thanks. Before I forget, thanks, it's Unicorn Dog there for the Tier 1 subscribe. Appreciate you. That's awesome. So, yeah. Oh, and you subscribed for 2 months. So, hell yeah. Good shit. Thank you. And to anybody else who stopped by, thank you. Later, I'm going to go make me a sandwich to eat with some chips. Mmm.